Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Crafters TV. If you joined us this morning, you'll know what's in store for this afternoon. It's 2 p.m. here in the UK. We are going to be starting a craft along, a very exciting one, in fact, with something that we had a while back and then brought back after popular demand because it sold out first time, and that is our mini memories. Mini memories is all about creating those memory books, memory folders, memory box files, for everything that you want to make a memory of, which is, let's face it, a lot in our lifetime, isn't it? So whether you want to use them as memory books and add your photographs into, like our Debbie's going to show you, or whether you want to use them just so you can keep your receipts together, or you might want to keep all your little ticket stubs where you've been to concerts and stuff, anything that you want, you can make these memory books with. And what a deal we have for you today. Now, it is going to be a great show because not only do we have one very special guest in the studio, which is my lovely mate Debbie, we have two special guests because we do have our amazing Trisha joining us as well, who has a fabulous surname. I wish my surname was hers. I would love that to be the case. But before we meet our Trisha, we're just going to say hello to Debbie, who's a bit poorly and under the weather today, Debbie. And actually, can I just say, you've been a real trooper today. Your throat is just about holding up. And actually, I can feel my throat going while I'm talking. It's fine, it's fine.
It's not contagious. But yeah, it's, oh, excuse me, just then, before I started, I promise you it's not contagious. But honestly, thank you very much for that, Debs. But I didn't want to miss it. That's the thing. I don't want to miss this craft along because I've been talking about it for last week, and honestly, we're gonna put an album together. Have your photos ready? Debbie will go through the list of everything that you need for this craft along. Basically, it's the mini memories collection, and then your own photos, because you're going to put your photos in. You choose your choice of colours. We're going to have some extra little flaps in here where you can add your extra little pictures as well. But I'm going to show you how to construct it, just to go through them basic steps of one by one, and then just add in all your memories. I like, where's this one gone? This makes me chuckle. Watch this one. So you can see me and our Ben there, and then when I flip it up,
that's brilliant. I love that.
Just honestly, there's so much, you know, the memories that you have, the cherished memories, and I've got cherished memories. Every time I work with you guys, they're my cherished memories, which is why I've popped them all there. I would have done one of the grandkids that my daughter said, absolutely not, you're not having them plastered all over your mini memories book. So I'm like, I'll do that one at home. I'm going to do that one at home.
Well, funny enough, as you were showing that, I meant to ask you that this morning. I'm surprised you hadn't done one of your grandchildren, but I suppose we have to respect wishes of our children, don't we?
Yeah.
My daughter's like, she doesn't mind.
Yeah, she don't mind me doing one or two, but when I told her how many pictures I wanted to pop in it, she was like, no.
It's beautiful. I think you'll agree. It's an absolutely beautiful project. But before we get on to that list, or shall we do that? Shall we do the list, or shall we welcome our guests? We'll do the list first, then that way you can get it all together and know exactly what you need before we start the craft along. So just a few bits that you need for this craft along. You're going to need your Gemini mini memories. Now, Debbie's going to be using the accessory template, the decorative accessory die set, the flip book die set, the page edge die set, and the page spine and binding die set. She's also going to be using the Gemini stitched edge circle nesting dies. You can use any circle nesting dies you want. The Gemini with love die. She's also using the 12 by 12 linen card pad and a 12 by 12 paper pad, and that can be your own personal choice. Debbie's using the colour of summer. The additional items that we're going to be needing as well is our multi-purpose cardstock, some photo paper if you like to print your photos onto them, Kalau tacky glue, some tape pen, red liner tape, low tack tape, foam pads, some magnets and some ribbon. There's also some extra items including your Gemini die cutting machine or any other die cutting machine, your guillotine, your Scoremaster scoreboard, a heat tool, your single hole punch, your scissors, pokey tool, pencil, eraser and some brads as well. And then hopefully we'll give you a chance just to get all those together. I think the list did go up on the Crafters Companion page, so you will be able to find that. But before we go over to Debbie, we'll let you get a chance to get all your bits together. We're going to welcome the lovely Trisha into the studio. Trisha, it's my first time meeting you today. How are you?
Hi, Debbie. Hi, Debbie.
Trisha, I believe you've done a craft along before.
Yes,
Ah, so
I did back in June.
Oh, you're old hat at it then. Who was you with?
I was with Corin and Ben. We both did the
Ah.
craft along with the decorative panels. Yeah,
Oh,
decorative
amazing.
panels. That was a lot of fun.
And we didn't scare you off then. You've come back.
I've come back.
And that's amazing. Trisha, whereabouts are you? We know you're in the US. I can tell by your accent. Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, how amazing. And what's the weather like there at the moment?
Gloomy, rainy,
Oh,
cloudy.
no. That's
Like
not
your
good.
weather, right?
And Trisha, I have to say, when I asked what your surname was earlier, they said it's Trisha Love. I mean, you're blessed to have a surname of Love. I want to be Debbie Love.
I know. I love it. I tell everybody to call me Miss Love.
Yeah, absolutely. I want everyone to call me Miss Love. Right, if you've got everything to hand and everything you need for the craft along.
I do. I started doing the memory box, and I had this paper from years ago.
Yep. Oh, beautiful.
See that?
That's
Remember
beautiful.
that?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. That's gorgeous.
Ah, that's absolutely amazing. Right, so Trisha, if you need anything through the craft along, literally either raise your hands, not that you're at school, but just to get our attention, or Charlotte and Dean will hear you in the gallery and let us know if you need any help or assistance with that. But if you're ready to go, yes?
I'm ready.
Amazing. We're ready to go, that's for sure. Debbie, are you ready to go?
Yes, I am. And I was just going to say, just because if you saw that list is because Debbie being Debbie thinking we could get a flip book done this and a box file done in this. I don't know where my mind was at when I realised I've only got 2 hours. So that might be something we come to. So that product that you saw was with the list with the flip book and the box file as well. However, just looking at Trisha's lovely project, I think she could be teaching craft along and I could be following along with it.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
That was gorgeous, it really was. Yeah, so what we're just going to do is we're going to construct the outer part of the book first.
Yep.
So for that, you're going to take from your, and I always have to say it slowly this because I get it the wrong way around, page, spine and binding die set. So we're going to use that part to create the spine pages, should we call it. But you also need from your template section your spine cover. So we've got our spine cover template as well. Now this is your craft along. Now I've chosen colours that I want to choose, but I've used multi-purpose cardstock. But if you want to use things like black matte cardstock or craft cardstock, that's going to look lovely. Centura Pearl will look lovely. But for the construction purposes and for this particular one that I'm doing, I'm just going to keep it fairly simple in terms of the design and the colourways. I have chosen, now I don't know if I'm going to have to give our lovely, do you know my names are all failing me today, Jake. Our lovely Jake, I gave him a little shout earlier about getting me these paper pads, but I think he may have got lost in track somewhere. So if somebody could give him a little nudge, because I do need some more sheets from that pad, I just think he might have forgotten. So I'm going to start with making, first of all, the spine cover. So I'm going to use, we are going to decorate it as well, but we are going to cut it out and do it to size. But you need to grab yourselves a little pencil, and Debbie's just forgot a pencil, so just bear with me a second while I grab hold of my pencil. There we go. You're going to take a pencil because we're going to draw around this template. So take it up to the very edge. The easiest way that I could describe doing this is you don't have to draw these 2 lines by just taking it up to the very edge of your card. But what you want to do is create your template. So I'm going to use a pencil. And again, when we talk about these little dotted perforation, thank you, Debbie, these perforation dots, this is just a little indication of where we're going to put a score line. My top tip is you wouldn't need it all the way along there. You're just going to need a couple at the bottom, a couple at the top to get yourself started. So you know when you take it away, you can see the few lines there, and that's where you're going to use your scoreboard in this piece. We are going to do that again though, because one of our, I'm going to create a cover for it, and I'm going to do that again, but this time with one of the papers that I've chosen, which is from the Colours of Summer paper pad. But again, you could be choosing your own papers, and I'm pretty sure Tricia will have got her own style, what she's going to be doing. But again, I'm just going to draw around that template, and I'm just going to pop those score lines again. Little pencils, top to bottom. Well, I said top to bottom. A few on the top, a few at the bottom, because I just want a little indication where I'm going. And then I'm going to bring in my guillotine for this part, just because I want to cut those out. So we're going to cut this one out, and then we're going to cut this one out, and then we're going to use some of the lovely edges to create a nice little feature onto your spine part. So let's, first of all, guillotine. Debbie keeps tripping over that chair that she's put at the back of herself. There we go, let's just pop that in. Small guillotine, large guillotine, paper trimmer, it really doesn't matter. All you need to do is take it up to that edge. And basically what this spine is, it's actually 5 by 5, Debbie, so that it fits all your pages. So you could technically, if you wanted, just cut a piece at 5 by 5. But for me, it's having the template there makes it that little bit easier. So I'm going to go exactly the same with this one and trim this down. And then we'll get our scoreboard. Debbie, the words today. They are there somewhere, they're just not coming out when I want them to. We're going to get the scoreboard. Let's move these out of the way. Save all your cardstock, because we're going to be using some more in a second. But we're just going to put in now our score lines. So grab your scoreboard. I'll use a small one for this one, if I can get it off the hook. Me thinking I was so organised, Debbie. Always the case. And then bringing it onto your scoreboard, when you're popping this on, you will actually see that when you take it up to the markings, it's roughly around 1 3/4 and 3 1/4 that you're popping that score line into place. However, if you don't want to do that and risk it chance, just take it onto your middle black line. I always have a black line in the middle of yours. Do you have yours, Debbie, like this? Oh, you have a black line in the middle of yours?
Yes, always I have a black line, yes.
Yeah, it just makes it a little bit easier, but I'm just going to grab... Well, Debbie. There's never any scoring tools. Can you believe that?
No.
There isn't a scoring tool in sight. Let me grab my bag again.
I was like that last week, Debbie. I was over there and there was no pokey tools.
No pokey tools in a craft room this size.
I know.
That's ridiculous.
You can't call it a craft room.
How can we call it a craft room when we haven't got them there? So I'm just going to pop those score lines into place. And then we're going to do exactly the same. Now at this point, you can take your rubbers or erasers and you can erase out the markings, because you don't want those to be on show when we're doing this. But I'm just going to put those in. And again, it's just to give you that rough measurement. It's like 1 3/4 and 3 1/4 when you're popping that on. Now I'm going to rub those markings out, because I don't want them showing on my project. And that's why it's easy if you just put a few in rather than quite a lot, Debbie. If you put quite a lot in, you've got more rubbing out to do, and it seems a bit pointless. This one in particular, we're not going to bother at all, because that's going to cover over the top of that in a second. However, let's come in now, and in fact, you know what I think we will do? We'll put the burnish lines in. So you've got your score lines, you're going to pop your burnish marking on both sides. We'll do the same with this one.
I do love the simplicity of these, Debbie. They come together very well, don't they?
Absolutely, they do. And to create, I mean, for me, to create your albums and then put all, you know, I love the idea of it all completely. Fell in love with this the first time. In fact, it's one of those things, Debbie, that I couldn't get hold of the first time round because it sold out that quick.
Yeah.
I only got mine this time round, literally. But you can see now what you've created is that fold. Now, to make life a little bit simpler for ourselves, we're actually going to stick this down. We're going to let it dry before we come back to it, because we are going to be using a die over the top of it to create a scalloped little edge. And rather than trying to risk it doing one that way and one on that way, I'm going to stick them both down to make it that little bit easier. So I'm going to use our all-purpose glue for this. So, oh, you can tell I've got my fan on. I'm going to pop my all-purpose glue on, and I'm going to let that dry before we apply the dye to it. And you know this, Debs, if you pop that in while it's still wet, the chances are it's going to splurge out and seep out into places that you don't want it to.
Absolutely.
So it's better to make sure it's dry first, and I'm just going to make sure that those score lines are in and nice and burnished still. But also make sure there's no bubbles or no air bubbles in there or any gappy bits, because sometimes when you do this, that's what can happen. You can end up getting some gappy bits, and we don't want that either. So we're going to let that dry for a second. I'm just going to make sure it's rubbed on both sides. So while we're letting that dry, before we come to use this, because what we're going to end up doing is we're going to create a little scalloped piece down this side and also down this side before we start adding our pages. But while we're doing that and letting that dry, because we're running that through, we'll create our front and back panel. And again, this will be dependent on the colour that you're using. But I'm going to bring in the sheet, sorry, the die. Thanks, Debs, for bringing those papers in for me. I've just seen them there. Let me just push them to one side. We're going to use this to create our pages for the front and the back. So with your chosen cardstock, whether you've gone for black, white, whatever it is that you've gone for, if you're following me along, directly along, then you're going to use your multi-purpose cardstock. But if you're using a matte black cardstock or a craft card, use that as well. We want to cut two of these because we're going to create a front page and a back page that we're going to attach to our spine in a second. So first of all, let's get those two cut out. I think, do you know, Debbie, I think that'd cut out two in one go.
Yes, I think you could do that.
Yeah, I think it will. So let me just, I'm just going to use my scissors, just a rough cut bit. In fact, actually, I've got guillotine down here on the floor since I've knocked it over. And I'm going to just cut through two pieces at one go. Because it is a Gemini, it is multi-purpose cardstock, and it is a straightforward die. So I think we'll be able to do that. Let's have a little peek. Yeah, I'm going to hold that down with the tool. So I'm going to hold it down with some low tack tape. And let's just run that through our Gemini. Now, I think I'm going to have to use the magnetic shim for this one because I'm asking it to do a little bit more. I know I normally talk about not adding your magnetic shim in when you've got a straightforward die, but I think I might need the extra bit of pressure. Do you know, you can't find any plates, and all of a sudden plates multiply, and I've got loads of plates here now. I've got some behind the machine, in front of the machine. I don't know where they've come from. So we're going to cut the front page and the back page. However, we're going to give this a nice little scalloped edge as well, don't we? So we're not going to keep it nice and, you know, when I did the first demo this morning, I kept it really straightforward and simple. But I want to create, well, we've got those gorgeous pages, those edges. We need to use them. We need to make the most of them. Let me just grab my pokey tool for a second. There it is, and lift the tape off. Right, and that's on both sides.
I love that we've got the die to cut out the edges as well.
Oh yeah,
just makes life simpler.
Make everything, honestly, this set makes everything simple. It really does. So that's going to be, and if I just bring this in for a second, obviously it's still drying, but that'll be like your front page, and that'll be like your back page to your book. But we
Debbie, just before you stick those, we've just had a question in from Joanne Madigan, and she's asking that you said earlier that you can make your spine wider.
Yes.
How can you do that?
So
she doesn't know
you
how.
You would make your own template with that one, because this template is to fit like a 5x5 mini memory album. But if you want to make that bigger, let's just bring this in for a second. You could technically, if you wanted to, you could use like. So like that could be the full spine. So if you wanted, you could just do, for example, let me see if I can just show you. I've got a bit of scrap paper. Let me just grab a scrap piece of paper.
So if you cut that one out again, could you then just add it onto the one that you've just done?
Yes.
Yes, so that's what I say. So if you put that over that, so you can see it, you could just double it up that way. That's why I
Debbie,
said
just bear with
before
me a
you
minute.
stuck it down, just so you could show with that one.
For this one. It's all right, Deb. I've got that much card in front of me. I'm like, which one, Deb? Which one? You mean where you extend it? Is that what you meant?
Yes,
'Cause
extended it.
You can,
Sorry,
yeah,
yes.
you can exactly extend it. So instead of having like that could be like a full piece, and then that, in fact, if I put it back there, that could be the little tab that comes this side. This could be the full spine, rather
Yes.
than, so does that make sense?
Yes. So
Or
hopefully
you
that
could
makes sense to
yeah,
Joanne.
because it's like when you look at this is 5 inches. So if you wanted, and roughly that is around 1 3/4. So if you wanted to make it without the use of the template, you could absolutely create 5 in depth and then just do the extension. But me personally, I'd use that. That's how I'd use it,
Yes.
just extend it. And then you
Two
would
and glue
use
them together.
the whole of that as the middle part of your spine. And that's when you can add all your extra. And when I grab it in a minute, because I've got that die ready, that's when you can add extra ones to this. Because the one we're making is we're just putting 3 in there.
Yeah.
But if you're doubling up, you can double up your pages as well.
And actually, the rigidity of your spine would be very good then, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, you
hopefully
can
that
easily
helps,
extend that.
Joanne.
Yeah.
Sorry, Debbie, interrupting
No,
you.
it's all right. It's quite all right. Debbie lost her train of thought, though. She can't remember where she was. Just bear with me a second. Oh, that's it. I did my front and my back, didn't I? And then I said we were going to create some nice scallops. So I've got all of these. I mean, look how many there is to choose from. And the lovely thing about this, Debs, is that you can literally do as many as you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep it the same style.
Yeah.
You could add, so for extra decoration, you could add one like this, one like that, one with this on, and it'll give added interest to your book. I'm personally sticking with the one design, and the one design I'm going to choose is this one. So I'm going to come with this one. Let me just make sure I'm right in saying that, because I know what I'm like, yeah. So I'm going to take that now to the edge of my page. Now this is when you will need good use of your low tack tape. You don't want it to be moving, because if you do, you're going to have to start from square one again, and that's the last thing we want. And I'm just taking, you know, the little tip, just taking it up to that edge. Let me just pop that there for you. I'm just taking it, that little tip there, right up to the very straight edge, and then I'm going to anchor those down with some strong low tack tape. If there ever is such a thing. Strong low tack tape, Debbie, is that a new word?
Well, I think ours is quite strong.
It is very strong, yeah. So I'm just going to pop that there and that there and attach it to the plate. So hopefully that does not move. However, it's a straight edge die. It's not intricate. So I think I'm going to be able to get away with plastic shim and the other cutting plates onto the top. And you're going to do that on both as well. So on your front and your back, you're going to create that little scalloped edge. Like Debbie said, these dies as well, they're so versatile. You're going to use them in your card making as well. I love them. Especially if you do like making your smaller cards, you know, like your 5x5 cards, you've got a lovely set of dies that you're going to be able to use to create. So can you see now I've created one of those lovely scalloped edges for the front part of my book.
They are such good dies to have, these ones, aren't they? Especially because you
yeah.
get so many different shapes.
Yeah. And then so because of your die, you've got like a beveled edge. That's going to be the outer part of my book. Let me just move that there for you. So I'm going to turn it this way now and then add, because if you think that's going to be the back part, I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm just going to take it up to that very edge and then stick it down on both sides, top and the bottom, so it's not moving anywhere. Let's go into the top, add that one and the bottom and add that one. And again, I'm just going to run that through. Again, just with your plastic shim and your other cutting plate, and run that through your Gemini. So that's your front part, your back part. We've done the spine. However, we're gonna add that extra little detail to the spine, because again, while you've got all of these fancy shapes, why the heck not? Why the heck not would you not do that? You and we are going to add this pages as well. So it's a little bit repetitive, but it's worth it, is what I'm saying. It's
But
worth
actually,
it.
I love that, because even though it can be a bit repetitive, people crafting along, it's lovely because you're not doing it on your own.
Yes.
Doing it along with somebody, which is lovely.
Exactly. So that's the back part, that's the front part. We've got the spine. I think it might be dry enough now to get away with. Yeah, I think I can get away with it, Debbie. So I'm going to bring back in. Where's my lovely fancy scallop gone? Is it that one? That's the one I said I was going to use, didn't I? Yeah, I love that one. And again, all you need to remember is that on that part, you're going to take it into that first section and you're just going to take it up to that very straight edge again. So I'll bring my plate in first. It's always easier to do it with your plate down first. Take it up to that edge so it's the top and the bottom. They've been perfectly matched to the size-wise to work with the entirety of this mini memory collection. So again, I'm just going to take top, stick that down. Have I thrown that other bit of tape away, Debbie? I know I'm frugal, but flipping heck. I don't, honestly, I'm like, why have you thrown it away, Debbie? I bet I have. I bet I've thrown it off and just chucked it in bin. I do it automatically, do you?
Yes, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to try it without the magnetic shim first. I know that there is a 180 GSM plus a 300 GSM, but I'm going to try it without first. If I need to add that extra pressure, I can always go back and do that, but I'd rather do it without. We talk about longevity from your Gemini plates. It's sometimes thinking about the shape of your die, the density of your card, the density of your paper, and those shims, whether you need the extra shims or not. Because sometimes, believe it or not, you don't. We always, you know, everybody does it. I've done it myself. You think you've got to add the more shims in. Yeah. And I've done it with intricate dies and thought, why have I done that? I didn't need it.
And actually, Debbie, I think that's a brilliant tip because sometimes it can warp your card stock as well.
Yes, it
so
can.
That's what you don't want to do as well, do you?
Exactly.
So doing it this way, you're not going to warp your card stock.
Exactly, and it's not, and it's cut through beautifully, as
Amazing.
you can see. It's cut through absolutely gorgeous. Now, we're going to repeat that on the other side. Notice I put my tape where I can see it this time. And so I'm just going to turn that around, and we're going to do exactly the same again, so that you've got that lovely shape with your edge die there. And I like that. I really do like that. I think it adds, like I said, that extra little bit of interest as well. It's really pretty. So we'll come down to that one, add one onto that side. In fact, you'll do it that way, Debbie, so you're not ruining anything. And as you've just seen, it cut through absolutely perfectly with just the plastic shim and the other cutting plate, and run that through your Gemini as well. I think somebody asked us earlier as well, Debbie, would it fit through the Gemini Junior? Yes, it will. They'll fit, everything will fit through the Gemini Junior.
So funny enough, a question just come up from Stephanie asking if you were using the larger plates or the Gemini plates.
So I'm using the Gemini Junior plates on the big machine.
Yes.
Yeah, they will fit through. You can see they'll fit through perfectly.
Yeah, which is great.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to get rid of these because we don't need those little pieces, and I'm not keeping bits today just for the sake of it. But now what you've got is your spine part, and I just want to trim that off because let me grab my scissors again. There they are. Just want to trim it off because I've noticed there's a little tiny bit. There we go. I like things to be nice and neatened off. That's going to fit and attach to the front part and then the back part as well. So if I just pop that there, now you can get to see that's your front and your part of your book done. So I think we'll stick those bits down. If I remember rightly, I haven't got anything on the inside. There we go. So we can stick those down. I think I'll use... Yeah, I'll use the wet. I'll use my wet. In fact, no, I'm going to use tacky glue. I'm going to change it up a bit, Debs. I'm going to use tacky glue.
My fave.
I know, it's your favourite, this one.
Although I think using your all-purpose on the spine is an ingenious idea because it dries like concrete, so it's going to really protect the longevity of that spine, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to just attach that and take it up to that first score line. And you can turn it over and make sure it's nice and neat and nice and flush before you actually commit to sticking that down. Because as you'll know with tacky glue, it doesn't give you as much wiggle time as the wet all-purpose does. But when it grabs, and try and lift it off, my God, you'll rip all your cardstock and your paper with it. It's super strong glue. It's the same, you know, but it's just a water-based glue. Yeah. And they all have different, glues all have a different job, don't they, for each.
I remember first starting out thinking, how can you have so many glue? I used to get very confused with all the glues.
Oh, Debs, I used to think people were just after me money, thinking they were wanting me to part with my money because I'm thinking, oh yeah, they're trying to con me here with all these different glues. They're telling me that I need them, and it weren't. You know, it weren't until I saw other people because I told Daly this yesterday. True story. I used to use photo glue for everything.
Oh, okay.
And then expected it to stick and stay stuck.
Right.
And you know yourself. photo glue. It's purposely for photos to peel in and out, so
Yeah.
you can. Oh my God! I once made me Auntie Jean a card. Right proud of this card of hers. She got it above a fireplace with fire blazing on. Literally just seeped
Fall
down.
off.
Everything was falling down. Look, I could see it before my very eyes. I'm thinking, what the heck?
It's
'cause
funny,
I'm
isn't
using wrong
it?
glue.
It's funny how we remember when we learn, because I remember learning about all the glues when I literally went on a course to be an accredited demonstrator for the stores, different stores. And I remember learning all about the glues then. And at the time, I only used Kalau all-purpose glue. Because I didn't really know anything about any of the other glues, so I just figured that I use that. And I used to wonder why that used to take the coating off of my mirror cards and things like that, because I was never taught that you shouldn't use it on coated cardstock.
Yeah.
And it's not until you realise and you think, actually, there is a need for all different glues, aren't there?
I know, and you know, funnily enough, that's when I learned about all the glues too, Debs, when, with Louise and Hazel. I had Louise and Hazel doing ours.
Oh, I had Leanne and
Did you have
Louise.
Leanne? Well, you couldn't have asked for anybody better,
I
could
know. I mean, I've got a funny story about her. Leanne will tell you as well, because I was so excited at meeting Leanne for the first time. I mean, I was literally giddy with excitement that it was only many years later, now me and Leanne are very good friends, that she actually said to me, oh, Debbie, when we met you that day, I actually said to Louise, oh, my goodness, that Debbie Fisher is so full on.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I've never asked her about that because I just went into total, fangirl mode. When I saw Leanne come and she came and sat down in front of me, my knees started quaking. I was like this, and then I'm thinking, oh my God, it's still lovely. I mean, she must have thought I was a lunatic.
I think she thought I was.
Well, it was a recruitment day. I thought it was just a general open day, but that's another story. But seriously, that's how I was with her, but thank God, that's hilarious.
And she told me that. She said, honestly, Debbie, we thought, oh my goodness, Debbie Fisher is so full on.
So this is where you should be at right now then, is where you've created the outer casing of your book, of your mini memory album. So again, if you want to add papers on the inside, you absolutely can do. All you would need to do is create a bit, pretty much similar to what I did with this, where you'd cut out another piece of the cardstock with your patterned paper, and then attach it to the end, with the patterned paper, and then attach the die once it's dry, and you could create a nice inner part to it as well. But for this particular demonstration and this particular craft along, we keep it nice and simple.
Amazing.
So that is what we're going to, I think, just have a little... Can you see fans on me then? It's like whoosh down that counter.
Let you have a little bit of a break, a little bit of a sip of your drink, Debbie. Cool your throat down. Yes, and actually, let's check in with Trisha and see how she's doing. She was definitely... Trisha, you were definitely busy crafting along there. I could see you. Was you using a manual machine at one point?
I'm using my MIDI.
Thought you was, because I thought, what's Trisha doing? I could see you doing this, but we couldn't see your hands. And I thought you must be
I have my
using
MIDI right here.
So that's great to know as well.
And I'm using the Say It With Flowers, because I have more of this paper than the summer one.
It's beautiful, the Say It With Flowers, one of my favourites. I absolutely love it, yes. I have to say as well, your craft room is a craft room of envy. You are so very well organised. Now, is this a myth that it's just organised in your back and is everything else a mess? Or are you a tidy crafter?
I try to be tidy. Yeah.
Hey.
I have the piece in front of me, so I'm looking at something pretty. And then, on camera, you can see all the goodies.
Yeah, absolutely. A girl after my own heart. I like to be tidy too. So you're all good then, all good to go.
Yes, I'm glad that Debbie showed how to make the album larger, wider.
Yep. Yeah, brilliant.
That
was
good. That was one of my questions too.
Oh, amazing. That's so good. I will get on to your comments in a little while. We'll join you back in a little while. Thank you, Trisha. Right, the actual dies yourself. If you haven't got all the elements that Debbie's using today, don't worry. You can still get these. You can see at the top there, it's our Mini Memories 8-piece selection. And that 8-piece selection gets you all that I'm going to show you, which is quite a lot. The first thing is that spine and the binding. It means that you can bind together by using that hole punch almost in a die, and then this spine, which Debbie will show you in a little while how to put that one together. You've also got your decorative accessories as well. I love this one. I think it's just a very useful die in so many different ways. We've then got our page edges, another beautiful design. You've seen Debbie use these, and she's just used one of those, and look how spectacular it looks. Imagine creating different books with all of these and using it in your general card making as well. We've then got our index pages in those, so all those different variations of sizes going down. We've then got our flip book. I love that one. I think it's a great die set, as well as a really comprehensive set of nesting dies that you've got there. You're then coming on to your templates. Now this is your template to actually make that spine cover, and like Debbie showed us, do 2 of these, so draw around 2, score them, and then you can layer them onto each other to make it a bit bigger. We've then got our pocket page, so if you want to be doing pockets inside your memory books, we've got that for you as well. This one is your drawer, so it's the outer casing for your drawer, and then we've actually got the drawer template that you have the drawer to slide into there. And then this one is your box casing. So you've got your box casing to make those actual boxes, which is amazing. And then the last one in this collection, and that is your box files, and that gives you the template to create those. This is an amazing set, platinum price £50.50 or $61.18, which is incredible value today. You're saving £15.79 or $19.12 if you are in the United States. Right, lots of you in today. Sorry, I haven't even got to your messages yet. So Ellen's in saying good morning, Lillian's in saying hello, Stephanie's in saying hi, Joanne's saying about the wider spine, read that one. Good morning from Texas from Polly. Kelly is saying the dueling Debbies. Yes, I like that. We've not been called the dueling Debbies before. Luckily we haven't got our swords at the ready. So Stephanie's saying, is this the larger, the Gemini plates? So Debbie was using the Gemini plates. Barbara says, any tips on keeping the edges straight? So I think what she means from that, Debbie, is when because I've done that myself before, and I think the biggest tip you give was taking out one of your platforms, because otherwise it can push your edges wonky, can't it?
Right, yeah.
So is that a good tip to just take that off?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just take, like Debbie showed us, take that one of your platforms off and die cut it first, and then if you need to add it in afterwards, it's already embedded in your cardstock, so that'll cut in a straight line. We've got Stephanie's asking a question for Debbie. Oh, are your rainbow nails a thing now? I have got rainbow nails. They're not a thing. It's just that my daughter's got her 21st birthday next week, and we're having a Hawaiian themed party, and my dress has all these colours in it, so I decided to just go a bit rogue and have all these multicoloured nails done. But I quite like them, I have to say. Stephanie's saying hello, Trisha. Barbara's in saying I made one with scallops and that went crooked. Yes, so do that tip that Debbie said and just take out one of those layers. And Rhonda's saying, Debbie, I love your dress. Thank you very much. I've had lots of comments about my dress, but it's just a top, but I quite like it. It's lots of crochet things in at the moment, aren't there? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Right, we're going to let Debbie have a little bit of a rest. We're going to let you catch up and maybe shop your baskets. So take a look at this.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Here at Crafters TV, It couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comforts of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people, and we know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Other customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
We've got a competition, you know. People are all having their nails done. We've got a competition with having bright coloured nails. Linda sent in a picture with her purple nails. How amazing are they? We're going to have a flood now of people sending in pictures of their nails. Linda, they look absolutely beautiful. We love a purple, don't we, Debbie? You've had your nails bright purple before, haven't you?
For a long time,
yes.
I had them purple, yeah, especially during lockdown. Do you remember you used to have to
Yes,
on?
yeah.
And I'd buy the cheapest stick-on ones and then the gel kit with always purple, sparklies, purple this. But yeah, well, yeah.
I'm a creature of habit, so I go pink or red. Pink or red. If you've ever noticed, my nails are always pink or red. Yeah. So having brightly coloured nails is like completely out of the box, which I'm glad, because I'm thinking, oh, I might dabble in some different colours now. So now I've had a try. I should have just gone orange for, that's a good idea. I'm going to go orange for Halloween, I think, which would be good. Orange and black. That would be good, wouldn't it? Orange, black and purple. They're all Halloween colours, aren't they? Halloween is coming. Halloween is coming. Where's Craig? Black cats. I don't know the whole song. We're going to all have to learn it, aren't we? We all need to learn it and sing that. Anyway, it's not Halloween yet. We are in the middle of the craft along, and it is all about the mini memories. So we're going to head straight back over to Debbie and get some more of this craft along done.
Yes, so we're going to create the pages. So the inner pages, you need this is the die that you're going to use. And we want, we're going to have 3 for our book, but again, if you were to extend, by the way, I'll just talk about the extending. I did an extended one in that break just to show you when I talked about it, about extending your spine so that you can have more pages in. So you can see on this book we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It allowed us to pop 7 into there. So you can extend it, but that's what I just did during the break, because obviously we have got asked that question a lot. So we're just going to cut through this now 3 times and run that through, because ours is just going to have the 3 in there. So let me grab my pages again. Plates, and pop that in. And then we'll cut 3 of those out. Like I said, it's a bit repetitive, this craft along, but it's worth it, to be fair. It's worth it because you'll get to create a lovely little album at the end of it. If we do get the extra time, I think Debbie, I think too much, I don't know what on earth possessed me. To think that we could get a box file done and a flip.
It's easy though to get carried away on a craft along, isn't it? Because you want to show people so much and want to be able to do so much, but 2 hours and having to stop and let people catch up, I think is quite not long enough sometimes.
Exactly. Debs, we've just been talking about it. Guess what I put in there?
Yeah, look, we can see the card.
Can you see the card, the difference? And that's because I was too busy talking and not concentrating. You don't need that shim in there. So let me just take it out with the second one. Good example, though, actually, just to show you why you don't always need that.
Absolutely.
Because all you're needing to see is where the score lines are. You can always put another score line in if it's not enough for you. And you just need to see where the little kissy marks are, the little crisscrosses. And to be fair, look at the difference there, Debs, between the knot. Look at you can see the difference straight away.
Absolutely.
I can still see those lines in there, and I'll probably just run it through the board. In fact, to be fair, it'll probably manipulate it into place. But we just do that for the 3rd time and run that back through again.
And 3 is a good number for the one book?
It is, yeah. 3 is a good number for this particular style, but without any extras. If you want the extras, you extend your spine. You'll still keep to that shape of like the 5, but we were talking about this earlier. You could make these longer if you wanted to. You don't necessarily have to stick to that. And we did encourage you. Anybody who's tried and dabbled in these already, send your pictures in. Show us what you've been making. I'm sure our Charlotte won't mind if people have been making them already. So basically now, what we're wanting to do is bring the 2 kisses together. And you've got your score lines in. So how I look at this, let me just make sure I've got this the right way around, see if I can manipulate it, because I might need to just add in fact, I will. Let me just go in with my scoreboard. And I'm only going to do it lightly. I don't need to do it too much, but I'm just going to add it lightly so it makes it a little bit easier for me. And I'm just going to go over those score lines. Get that one to that black line. There we go. That's better, just so I can see that little bit better. Because these are going to meet in the middle, and that's the bits that are going to stick down. And these fold back on themselves. So if I just show you what I mean by that.
So nice and easy to follow.
You what, love?
Nice and easy to follow.
Yeah, nice and easy to follow. It was like an M or a W, whichever way you look at it. But what you're wanting to join together are those 2, what I call the kisses.
Kiss together.
Because they need to kiss together. So I'm going to use a little bit of red liner tape for this bit. You can use wet glue, dry glue. Yes, dry glue. Debbie, that's dry glue, yeah. Wet glue, dry glue, whichever glue you want to stick them down together. Tacky glue is another good one to do that. You'll just need a bit of drying time. Because this is a craft along, I'm speeding that process up because I know that that'll stick down like instantly. And I'm just going to lift that off and then join the 2 pieces in the middle. I normally, for a bit of extra strength, I normally put 2 down either side and then join that up. So what you've got now, and if I just flatten that, is one of your pages.
Okay,
which is, that's how it will go into your spine. So if I just bring this in for a second, that's how it's going to sit in to your spine.
Perfect.
And you're going to do and repeat that, and I did say it's a little bit tedious and a little bit of samey, but it's worth it because
but
the
it's
end
good
result,
though because it gives you that added strength, doesn't it, to each page?
Yeah. Absolutely. So again, I'm just going to do exactly the same. If you can't or you feel like it's not scored enough, just go back in, line it up, and run that through again. So if it's too faint for you, just because you just need it into place to know where your 2 kisses are kissing together. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Makes sense in my head then.
You've got all different colour nails as well. I didn't realise. I know you said you had your tips done, but they're all different colours at the tops.
Yeah, little rainbow tips they were. ready for a new colour going on.
What are you going to have next?
I haven't quite decided because there's a new high shine kind of like French manicure on the go at the moment, and I'm quite liking that. That sounds quite pretty. So I think I'm just going to see how I feel on the day. So I think I'm going to get them done next week. I was thinking of having Peter and Kay.
Oh yeah, Peter Kay.
For him to actually see them.
Well, you could Instagram them and tag him.
That's what I thought I would do. That's what I actually thought about doing, Debbie. I thought, shall I Instagram and tag him, and then maybe I might get a mention during show. For those people that don't know, Peter Kay is a British comedian. He's the funniest man on earth. I absolutely love him. And finally, after such a long wait,
Finally got tickets. Who are you going with?
So initially it was supposed to be myself with my niece Casey and her partner Cam and my sister, because my daughter was supposed to be coming. However, she won't pay the price for literally being sat at back at arena. I'm not going there. She'll watch him on telly for cheap. And I'm like, okay. So that was the initial. Then my niece said to me the other day, got some bad news. She went, I'm not coming to Peter Kay. I looked at her, like, what do you mean you're not coming? And she said, I'm going camping. So I thought she was kidding. And I went, what do you mean you're going camping? She said, yeah, I'm going camping with friends and I've got, now she called it FOMO, which I didn't realise meant fear of missing out.
Yep.
I'm not down with the kids.
Oh, okay, yeah, I knew what FOMO was.
I hadn't got a clue what she meant. So I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, then she told me, and I'm like, so you're telling me you're giving up Peter Kay? Bearing in mind, you would not believe the blood, sweat and tears we had to go through to get that ticket.
Yeah.
So she's given for birthdays one to my mum and one to my daughter. So my daughter's come up again, so whoever will pay that has actually got the ticket. It didn't cost her anything.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
But the funny thing is, my mum never watched it. She didn't know about Peter Kay. Don't know anything. She's like, oh yeah, at a concert. I went, a concert? I went, Mum, he's a comedian. Like, he's a stand-up comic.
He's lost a lot of weight, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. I think he's lost quite a lot of weight as well. So I'm like, no, Mum, it's there. Oh, dear. I was like, you need to watch Phoenix Nights, Car Share, Max and Paddy. I said, you need to have a quick education in how or what Peter Kay actually is and what he does. I know who Peter Kay is. I'm like, yeah, Mum, you've never mentioned him once to me ever. But a free ticket's come available and all of a sudden she's his biggest fan. So that's who I'm going with. So it's my sister, myself, my daughter and my mum.
Oh,
and we're going to go out for
nice.
something to eat beforehand. As long as I can get this throat back into working order so I can enjoy food again.
Yes. Well, a few days of rest, you'll be fine.
Absolutely. So now what you've got, Debbie, if you've repeated that on all three while we've been busy talking about Peter Kay, is they'll look like this, like a little paper airplane, to be honest, when they're done. But it gives you strength on each of your pages as well. And then we're going to stick those into our spine. Now, personally, again, for my own benefit, I like to use red liner tape. Now for this, how you're going to stick these is you're going to stick that, so if I turn that page the other opposite way, just so I can show you, you're going to pop your glue of choice onto there so that it sticks down. I'm just going to pop the whole of the glue in that middle bit to make it that little bit easier for myself. But again, I think that's going to be your choice. You'll know which glue you prefer. So if I just show you what I mean, I'm going to, let's see if I can do that without this fan blowing everything everywhere. Let's just put a bit of glue, top to bottom, and just snip that off. And then lift that off. And again, like I said, dry glue, wet glue, I think glue's always a personal choice as well, and what you prefer.
Yeah.
But what you're going to do, this straight edge here needs to be lined to that fold. And I don't mean over the fold, lined up to the fold. Now, to give yourself, if you are using a red liner tape, to give yourself a little bit of wiggle time, I do apologise for it moving, it's just that this fan is really helping me today. Just pop a little bit of wet glue on so you've got a bit of wiggle time to get that into place and take it up to that fold. Because what you don't want to do is interfere with the back cover or the front cover. So you want to take it right up as close as you can, and having that extra bit of glue means all the difference. And so just popping that down now, I know that that's ready and ready to go. And then for the same, we're going to pop some glue just onto this base. But this time when you're going to stick this in, you're going to take it up to this. So not where you would think to match it up to. You're going to take it up to that end. So it's like, and again, it's adding rigidity. It adds rigidity to your cardstock and to your album, to your spine. And I'm just going to, let me just pop that there again. Take that all the way up. Did I hear somebody say this at Halloween?
Yeah, I don't think I'm allowed to say, but Ben's just walked past and he's looking a bit scary.
You're kidding. I'm glad I didn't see him looking scary. He must be doing some filming.
He's doing some filming next door, yes. He looked a bit scary.
Oh, a bit. Have they got Craig in?
I haven't seen Craig,
I
but
thought Craig might have been with him doing a bit of scary filming. Now,
or singing his Halloween is coming.
is he outside there? Can you see him?
He literally just walked past and pulled a big scary face at me.
I think that's
like,
because I've got my head down on my Craft Along project. That's why I didn't see him. Right, so again, I'm just repeating. Like I said, it's a little bit repetitive, but you'll get the gist of it. So we're going to come in now. This time, I'm going to, like I said, that straight edge is going to come up to this straight fold here. So you're not going to match it up to the outside. It's going to go up to the edge of that fold, and then when you're happy when it's in place and it's in situ, pop that down and then stick it down. So now you've got your two spines in, and again, like I said, a little bit of extra cardstock layered upon, it creates that extra little bit of stability for your album. And then lastly, and you'll see why it just sits in snugly, this one again, when it's flat, that flat edge goes up to, if I just bend that down, up to that end, and if before you'll see when I just drop that in, let's just make sure I've got that nice and snug, because I might need to just trim a little bit off my end there. Let's just trim a little bit down. There we go. I'm just going to trim it down because I can see that when I pop that in, I might have that little bit of a overhang and I don't want that. So if I'm happy with that and that folds up, there we go, just push that in. And now what you've got are your three, and you see your three ready for your pages. It's going to create 6 pages actually, because what you can do now is stick pages on either side, or you can just do one jeweled, but I'm going to show you what what a way to do in a second. But that now creates that spine part, and you can see now, and again I'm just going to fold that into place so you've got that lovely spine feature of your album. Hold on.
Amazing, looks incredible.
It keeps blowing. Off we go again, off we go again.
Blowing in the wind.
There we go. So we're going to create next are all of our pages. However, do we need a little bit of a 2 minutes like breather?
Do you need a breather,
yeah,
Debbie?
Absolutely. That's
yes.
okay, yeah?
Everyone is fine. We haven't got any comments coming in, just people joining us. Vanessa saying good morning, everyone from Florida. Evelyn saying good morning from beautiful Colorado. Lauren is saying good morning from a rainy Shelby in Carolina. And Ellen is saying good morning, my crafting friends from Louisiana. Yes, morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are in the world. Make sure you drop us a line. Tell us, just call in and say hello. See if you're loving the craft along. Today we've got a very special guest. Our Trisha is in with us today, and she's crafting along with Debbie. How are you doing, Trisha? How's it going?
Hi, I have my book ready.
Oh, amazing.
The Fayette flowers.
It looks
so I'm excited for it. So I'm just picking out the paper for my pages.
Oh, amazing.
So we can get started with that.
Looks absolutely beautiful. Do I spy a Ben and Sarah picture behind you?
Yes!
I just spied that behind you there, and I was like, I'm sure that's Ben and Sarah. You've got your signed photograph.
Yes. I'm excited. Yay!
I bet you'll treasure that, Trisha.
Debbie.
You will treasure that, I know.
Yes. That was exciting when it came in. Let Debbie know I have behind me, I think she did this box, the lighted box, maybe last year.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Absolutely lovely. I can tell that you love crafting.
I do.
Do you get to make many things for your family, Tricia, or do you sell anything?
I do. I make things. Everyone gets paper crafts. I'm the paper artist.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I love it. Have you got a big family?
I do.
Oh, that's
It's
even
a big
better.
family here in Georgia. It's about 30 of us here. So
Oh, wow.
big events all the time.
You got grandkiddies?
I do. My granddaughter's here with me,
Oh,
working.
that's amazing. Oh, that's so lovely. Like me and Debbie, we love our grandbabies. They're so precious, aren't they?
Yeah, she's not a baby anymore, but yes.
All growing up, that's the trouble. They grow up far too quickly. Oh, well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Tricia. We'll call back in with you in a little while. Right, so if anyone's just joining us, we're in the middle of a craft along, literally in the middle. It's just turned 3 o'clock. I cannot believe we've only got an hour left to go. Debbie was going to be very, very, like, getting loads done, but I think time is going to be on her, not be on her side. But we will definitely get that memory album done and, yeah, put together. But if you want to go for these and you haven't been for them yet, it's an amazing collection. We'd already had these in last year and they sold out in record time. You absolutely love them. We've now brought them back to you by popular demand, and I'm not surprised because the simplicity of them and the amount you get in this kit is really unreal. So you're getting your spine and your binding, which Debbie was just creating those pages and the actual spine with. You're also going to get the decorative accessories. We've also got those page edges, which are beautiful. You'll use them for so many different things. We've got index pages in this collection. We've also got that flip book, which is a really good comprehensive set of nesting dies. Then you're getting all your stencils that you need to create that spine cover, to create a pocket book, to create your template, to create a drawer. And then for your drawer, you'll need a template to pop that drawer into. Oh, that's the box one, I apologise. And this one is the creating your drawer. So you're going to pop all those together. And then the last one in there, we've got our box template to make that file box, which is such a good one to have because it means all those memory books. We might not got a chance to make one, but you will find the tutorials and our Crafters Companion shows online showing you how to make those. But for now, we're going to head back to Debbie and get on with our flip book, which is amazing. I'm loving what you're making so far, Debbie.
No, thank you very much. Thank you. So what we're just going to do now, Debbie, is create the pages because we've got in mind that we're creating 6 in total. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that we're going to stick into there. So we need to create 6 patterns and 6 of the whether you use textured cardstock or if you want to use the dotty design, it's entirely up to you, but I'm going to have a mixture of patterned and dotty and also textured. So we need to cut actually 12. When you think about it, it's 6, but it's 2-sided. So I'm going to create 12 pieces. I think that's right, if I remember rightly, and cut them down to 5 by 5. You could multi-cut straight away using your die because that's 5 by 5. However, I'm just going to speed this process up. So grab your guillotines and cut yourself required amount that you want. So I think I'll cut, because I can cut through a couple of sheets at a time, I'm going to cut a few of these together. So I'll take both of those in and cut them down to 5 by 5. So I'll just create a few of them. So it's entirely up to you, your colourways again. And if you do want to use the die will cut those out for you as well, and you could cut yourself multiples of them. Just going to make sure I've got plenty to choose from, so I'm going to cut a few up. Let me come down and just use a bit more. Our arm on the guillotine needs tightening up, Debbie, because it looks a little bit loose. Let's just make sure. Yeah, that's 5 by 5. And then the same with the pattern paper as well. So I'm going to choose some of that lovely red and also that gold one as well. So again, just choose. Could create multiples with your guillotine. That Dean in my ear, did you hear him, Debbie? What's he like, eh? Right, so I'm going to cut a few multiple 5 by 5s.
We should hide that at Halloween. It could be a nasty tool.
Did you hear that? Did you hear something out there? Oh, good God. Oh, good God. Oh, my God. That, if I'd have bumped into Ben outside there without knowing that was Ben, that was terrifying. Oh, my God.
Charlotte wants to see you.
Yeah,
She wants you to go through and see, and we can't show you. Surprises are in store, that's for sure.
Oh my God, that was scary. That scared me then. Right, so I've got a few multiples here in terms of patterned papers and the because what we're going to do now is create, and again, I want to create some shape. I did say that I was going to stick to that personal one that I like, which is, let me just bring that back in again. There's lots of sniggering in his ear, isn't there?
You what, sorry?
Lots of sniggering I can hear in the ear.
Yeah, I can hear lots of sniggering.
I thought so.
All I heard was Charlotte going, you look awful.
Oh my God.
Lots of ghoulish talk in our ears.
So that's going to be my first page, and that's going to be the backing, so I'm going to have that texture on that side as well. My second one, I think I'm going to have that lovely reds. So that's going to be, yeah, I think I'm going to have that pattern, and then, yeah, I'm going to have that as the second one. The third one, I think I'll go back to another yellow one and the gold. Just make sure I've got that. Yeah, that'll do for the third one.
What is lovely about this though, Debbie, is like if you've got pads that you've not used for a long time, or that's great to get out, aren't they, and just use all these different papers, or your bit box where you've got all those scraps of paper. This would be perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, 4. I can hear you, Dean, I can hear you. So let me come back in with another colour. I think I'll go back in with that one after the dotty one, and then that can be the last one, actually. No, I've got to have two. Got to have two of them. There we go. So that's all my pages lined up. But I want to create that lovely feature on the edge. So I did say that this is a bit repetitive. This is when it does get repetitive. So all we're going to do is we are going to die cut through those pieces. Now, I'm not... Actually, do you know what? I think we will stick them down. Let's get them glued together, and then we'll die cut through it together, because by the time I've dried them all, first one will be dry, won't it? Yes, that's what we're going to do, Debbie.
Good idea. Well, while you're gluing, I'll read out some comments. So Sandra is saying that she went to see Peter Kay in Birmingham. She said, you're in for such a treat, Debbie. She said she didn't stop laughing all night.
Oh, so that's Sandra?
Sandra, yes.
Can Sandra tell me what time he came on, just so I'm aware that I'm at the arena in plenty of time? Just
Sandra Evans, if you're still there, can you let Debbie know what time he came on? I love this. This is why we're live, see? Barbara is saying, I usually try to decorate the front and the back pages before adding the spine. Yes, which is what Debbie is sort of doing now. Jean Marie is saying that, hi all, this set is going to come in really handy. I have just inherited over 100 years worth of family photos. Wow. I've got lots of research to do. How amazing would that be? Yeah, that's really, really amazing, Jean Marie. Alejandra is saying good morning from Mexico City. Emily's saying good morning from Virginia. Lauren is saying, was going through some old photos of my move and came across a picture of my sister and when we were kids, and I was pulling out the ones of just us two and realised I can now make her a mini memory album and box showing us through the years and for going through the years. And let me put my glasses on because I can't quite get that one. Years. And lo and behold, Debbie is doing a demo on that today. So exciting, absolutely. Stephanie's saying, is Debbie using mount board? And if not, what can we use on both sides? No, you're not, Debbie, are you?
Do you know, if you want to use mount board to add rigidity, you absolutely can do. But I would, if you were going to use mount board, I would do that with your base as well. You'll create a different feel, but you can do that if that's what you want to do. But no, I'm just using, this is just textured cards. So this is the colours of summer. The matching cards start with the lovely papers there.
And if you use mountboard, you wouldn't be able to use the dies then, would you?
No, definitely not. No, you would have to cut out all the, you know, the scalloped edges and things like that. You could draw around them, Debbie. Could draw around them and perhaps use, you know, something
Craft
to cut
knife.
around them. Yeah, craft knife or something. But yeah, no, this time there's no mount board involved. It is literally, we're laying out pages, and these are going to, I'm going to actually add a little bit extra in as well, because I want to create a little bit, if you can see. You don't have to do this, but I just think it gives it a nice little page feel. So I'll put a little score line in about half. When you think about your, let me grab mine back again. They're about 1/2 inch deep, these little tabs. So I'm going to score about 1/2 inch each to them. So I'm going to bring my scoreboard back in. Whatever have I done with that scoreboard?
Oh, that's
it's
a good
there.
idea.
It's because I've got everything. It's like, I'm like this when I'm crafting at home, Debbie. I keep forgetting I'm at work. I can't do it the same. But I'm just going to pop in a 1/2 inch score line and just tuck that up to the butt of the board. And I'm going to do that on all of them.
Barbara said she would put a lovely edge on it because she would want it to be seen as well.
Yeah.
Cindy's got a good idea. She said these would be great as a graduation gift for someone, where you've got the pics from the beginning of school right through to the graduation.
Love that idea.
Such a nice idea, yeah, absolutely. Mary Beth saying Ben needs to walk through so we can preview too. I'm afraid not, Mary Beth. It's top secret. We've already told you too much.
I know, and I don't think you would want to see Ben that way. I want to get that image out of my head. I want to see him as he is normally. Because you love your horror movies, don't you, Debbie? I like horror movies, but I hide behind my hands throughout them all, or a pillar. I love them, but I'm not very good with them.
So Sandra's come back, Debbie. She's saying that he came on about half an hour late because the traffic had held him up. He did stay on. He stayed on with only 20-minute break for a full 3.5 hours.
What?
Value for money and some.
You're kidding me?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh, I might have to change your plans up here, Debs. I might have to change your plans.
Yeah, you might have to sleep in your car that night. And Alison's saying, when you two giggle, it really cheers me up. I love the two Debbies together.
Oh, thank you.
That's so nice.
Right, so let's get cutting. So we're going to cut each one of these pages, and I'm going to line these all up now. Again, bring your plate in first. Now this is paper, so it will not require that extra shim at all. It should cut through nice and evenly. And this is when you can play around as well with your shapes. I'm just keeping it in one nice shape. But I am just literally taking that up to the very edge again, holding it down one side, holding it down the other, and then run that through your Gemini. Oh, can't wait for Saturday now. Thank you, Sandra. It's just really cheered me up, that. Because I've been feeling so poorly the last few days.
Yeah.
That's proper cheered me up. I can't wait. 3.5 hours. I wonder if you did that as a special. That's amazing.
It's a long time, isn't it?
That's a long time. A long, long time. Oh my
Well,
God.
he's got years of stuff.
Well,
That's
yeah,
for
it's been a
sure.
long time. I have seen him before, but it was the Phoenix Nights tour.
Oh, okay, yes.
And not that I was disappointed, because it was a fabulous
I've
night.
heard
and it was
people
for
were a
charity.
bit disappointed with the Phoenix Nights. though.
Well, he weren't on. He were on at the beginning and on at the end.
Oh.
So we're a little bit upset. So I was a little tad disappointed with it. But brilliant, because it was a charity night. So that's why, you know, you've got to look at these things as they are, aren't you? And it was for charity. So yeah, I'll take it as it was. But I can't tell you, to see him, to do a full dedicated, I'm just beyond excited. I'm almost as excited, Debbie, and I know you'll find this shocking, but I'm almost as excited as when we went to see Harry Styles.
Oh, that's a big thing.
And I've told you that is the top, Harry was in my top 3 ever, and I have seen some amazing acts over the years.
Yeah, me too.
And is in my top 3.
Yeah, he was
he's
incredible.
actually in my top 2, because Celine Dion is my first, always will be.
Apparently his tour was the 4th biggest ever in all time. 600 million pounds it made.
And raised, and do you know how much you raised for charity, Debs?
No, I don't
He did
know.
a lot for charity. Yeah, he did a lot
okay,
for charity.
right.
Did you hear Cynical Dean then? Did you hear Cynical Dean? How much did you raise for charity? 0.
This is Harry Styles, Dean.
This is Harry
Do
Styles.
not diss
That boy
Harry Styles.
He is a very kind-hearted young man, and he raised a lot of money for charities doing that tour as well. And we're just incredible. Just incredible.
I'd like to know who the other top 3 are. That have...
So my first one's Celine Dion, my second one Harry Styles. Ooh. The third one, that's too tricky. Everybody will think I'm going to say Bucks Fizz, but it's not. I love what they are.
Yeah, of
but
course,
they're
but yeah.
cheesy pop band, and you know, no. I've seen many amazing people. Snow Patrol were an amazing one. They were amazing. I went to see Dean.
One of the
Absolutely
best
amazing.
people that I've seen performing was Dua Lipa.
Really?
She's very,
No,
very
surprised me,
good.
Debbie.
Yeah, she's very good. She was a real surprise.
She is
Pink,
good, though.
I haven't seen Pink, but my daughter went to watch Pink and she reckons she was amazing.
Yeah, everyone who I speak to tells me Pink is amazing. I've never seen Pink perform, so I can't comment. But I went to see, I've seen Live 8, you see, so it's a bit difficult when you've seen so many good people in there.
Yeah.
But in terms of a full-on gig, they're definitely top 2. I'd have to think about my third one a little bit more carefully because I've seen so many people in the past. So many. But yes, I'm really looking forward to Peter Kay. Absolutely not Dean. Did you notice how quiet me and Debbie went? Did you hear what he said?
I didn't hear actually, I was reading. What did you say?
Curtis Stigers. Well, do you know what? While we're a bit interactive, let's see what other people say. What's their
absolutely.
top
Let us know
3?
what your favourite
Yeah.
concert is.
Yeah.
Or even your favourite music that you listen to while crafting.
Do you listen? You said earlier you listen to music. You don't.
No,
listen
so
to...
I have things on in the background, so
Yeah.
I'd rather just have the telly. I am a film person. I love films. So if I'm crafting and it's work, I'm crafting for work, rather than be distracted, I always put on a film that I've seen a million times. So then I've never got to look at it and I can just laugh and go along with the film while I'm working without having to actually look at the telly.
You know, Charlotte was just took the words right out of my mouth. So when I'm in my craft room, if I want to put something on where I don't want to be distracted, put Friends on.
Oh, okay.
Because I've seen Friends 1,000 times. I could do scripts inside out. You know where everything's coming, but it's that feel good factor that it creates. So and that's something that I would put on. Yeah.
Mine's always a bit of a rom-com. I like really silly films like Adam Sandler films.
See, I'm not really much of a film person. Actually, do you know, saying that, guess what I'm going to see tomorrow?
I don't know what you're going to
Barbie.
say. Oh dear. Well, I wasn't going to join the parade.
I wasn't.
And then because of all the hype, I thought, well, perhaps I should. And then my daughter went and see it and went, Mum, don't waste your money.
Did you really? But the guys here have said how brilliant
But
it is.
it's their age group. So every person I know that is under the age of 30 have said it's brilliant. And most people I know, well, in fact, everyone I know that's older has said it's a load of rubbish.
Oh, God. So I'm going with my 2
Barbie.
daughters. I'm going with Tasha and Tanya. While Tanya's home, we're all going. I got roped into it a little bit because I'm like, no, I'm not really sure I want to go.
Yeah, it's definitely not for me, so I'm not going to worry about
You
it.
see, I'm a Ryan Gosling fan. I love Ryan Gosling. I absolutely love that man.
See, and that's what a lot of people said, he was quite disappointed in it. Sorry,
You see,
Debbie.
that's the bit that's worrying me because I love him as an actor and I just think, is he going to be able to put, I'm not really sure. And so I'm going to hold jury until I've been. It's going to be a hung jury until I've been.
Text me and let me know what you think.
I will do, definitely. Now, what you'll have got now, Debs, is you've got all your 6 pages, and it'll be dependent on what the kind. I've gone with plain on each one of the back ones, but you can mix it up and you can add your colours to it if you want to. But what we're just going to do now is we're going to attach each one to their spine. So you're literally going to take this now and you're going to attach. So if I just show you what I mean, I'll take the first one.
I'm laughing there, Debbie, sorry, because someone said, Michelle is saying that she listens to the tune of CCTV.
Does she?
I love that.
Each to the road. But we're just going to take that. If I just can hold that, let me just see if I can get that flipped down so I can show you what I mean. I'm going to take that right down to the very bottom. I'm trying to do it because fan's blowing it back at me and trying to stretch it into that camera angle. There we go. So we're going to take it and we're going to attach it to that inner panel here. And then the other one will sit at the back of that panel. So you'll have got one going one way and one going the other. So if I just show you what I mean, so that you can start to stick these down. Let's come into this one. We're going to attach each one to each side so that you can create your 6 pages. But you're creating 6 loose pages. So we're not sticking them together. You can do if you want, but you'll only create a few. But what you're going to do by allowing that to stick on each one of those is give yourself more pages for your album. So in terms of your pictures and things like that, you've got more choices there. So let me come in and start to stick this together. I'll start with my yellow one because that's where I was going, weren't I? So
Cindy has asked what size the pages are. This was a die, wasn't it?
So you can use the 5x5 die, or I just cheated and did a very quick 5x5 cuts.
Oh, okay.
With guillotine.
Yep.
But you can multi-cut, so you could get 2, possibly 3.
Yep.
I would say 2 comfortably from your cardstock. And depends on the cardstock, because if you're using things like multi-purpose or black cardstock, 2 or 3 sheets out of each one, but I used our cardstock and paper with this. But you can either do the die and then add your edge, or you can keep them straight. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to necessarily put all those edges on there. It's just there for you as extra, I think, really, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to add red liner tape. If you think about a book like this, people are going to be in and out of it, flicking through it a lot, aren't they? Especially if it's got your many, precious memories of your pictures of your loved ones. So for me, I would be definitely using a construction tape with this one. Let's pop that in.
All the concerts are starting to come in. Bob Dylan is
wow.
Margaret's. Kendra is saying her best concert ever was Garth Brooks.
Ooh.
I've seen him numerous times and he never disappoints.
He's the country singer, isn't he? Amazing voice.
Christina said Adele at the Coliseum in Las Vegas.
Oh my God. She's one on the list that I desperately would love to see.
Absolutely best ever.
Yeah.
The one I never got, what about the ones you never got to see? So my mum never got to see the Beatles. They were her favourite, but she still has the Beatles ticket of the concert that never happened.
Oh.
Yes, so it's in the loft somewhere, my dad's loft.
Oh.
We was going to see, we'd just booked to go to Michael Jackson's tour.
Yes, I was, my cousin had just got the tickets for Michael Jackson. Beyond gutted.
Yeah, me too.
And also Whitney. Whitney was another one that I wanted to see. And that never happened, of course. So they're the ones that I, I'm desperate to have seen, but unfortunately never have done.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to pop this in, Debs, because I'm going to go, if I just show you, I've got that first one in, stuck down.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to come in with the second one, but I'm not sticking them like back to, so do you know when I'm saying back to back, I'm keeping them nice and separate.
So not together.
They're separate pages, but they're going to stick on. And that's why having that little 1/2 inch score line in makes a bit of a difference.
Right,
of course, you don't have to do that at that point, but it just, for me, makes a difference. I'm just making sure I've got that lined up. There we go. And that creates then, from that one tab, I've got my 2 pages.
Ah,
you see?
perfect.
So I'm getting, again, more out of my album.
Yes.
There you go. And then the same with the others. So I'm going to start again. I'm just going to put my red liner tape on all of those and then just organise the colours that I'm going to go with.
And I love that, Debbie, because it actually makes them look like they're individual pages. You can't really see the spine then, can you?
Yeah, exactly. Now, at this point, you could have stuck those down and created some extra, extra strength to your pages. But I like having them more. If you've got loads of photos, like if you can't believe how many photos I've got outside of my Debs that I've printed out that we're going to be sticking down. So I think it's a choice again. It's that choice thing, isn't it? It is. I can't believe the time. I did say to the guys 2 hours for a craft along. Did you get yours completed? Did you do a book and a box file in 2 hours? You're trying to remember?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, it sounded like I just was... Oh my goodness.
She's either forgotten.
That's live TV, is it? I was actually trying to think, and I was forgetting that I was on TV, so it just looked like I was ignoring you, Debbie, and I really wasn't ignoring you. I can't remember. I've got a feeling I did, but I probably wasn't as thorough as what you are.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, I think you've been very thorough with your pages here, because actually I didn't do this. I didn't stick 2 pages back to back. So, yeah, but I did do the box. I don't think we ended up decorating it, if I can remember rightly. I'm going to have to go and Google it myself and just find out what I did.
I did say, though, I said 2 hours for one of these. This is why I spoke to the viewers at Hobby Maker and said 2 hours, for, you know, even an hour to put something like this together. You miss out so many important parts to talk about.
I think you're right in just doing the book, because actually, out of both, the book is very self-explanatory.
Yeah.
I think the spine, putting that together, I think knowing how to extend it, that's been really helpful to people and to our Tricia that's crafting along. So I think you've done the right thing by tackling this one.
Perfect. Shall we check in with Trish while I'm just sticking these down?
Oh, yeah,
this
absolutely.
is just repetitive of what I've been doing. So we could check in with Trish while I'm doing that.
Absolutely, yes. Let's do that, and let's just have a little break while Debbie's doing the sticking, because you know what she's doing. She's sticking those pages in, and then that'll allow our Tricia to stick her pages in as well. Tricia, how are you getting along?
I'm sticking.
You're sticking. Have you got anything in mind for your memory book?
No, I'm doing the Say It with Flowers. I have a good friend whose birthday is coming up in a couple of weeks. So I might put some pictures. I've known her for 50 years.
Oh,
so I might put pictures of us in it, since it is the Say It with Flowers. Oh, but I have a lot of my pages cut with the different colors.
Yep, beautiful.
Excited about that. So I'm just putting my red liner tape on my tab.
Amazing. Well, we will let you continue to stick your red liner tape and get those stuck in. We're just going to take a short break. So we'll let you catch up. If any of you are crafting along out there, or if any of you not and you've already made these boxes, send in your pictures because we'd love to see them. We've literally got sort of just over half an hour left for Debbie to finish the box, but we're going to take a very short break and we'll be back very soon.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Should be coming in.
Should be coming.
What does she do? Exactly how he looks.
This is awesome! This is awesome!
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the product.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other. where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special, 100%, it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Oh, welcome back. It's Crafters TV here, and we're in the middle of, I say in the middle, we're in the last 30 minutes of our amazing craft along. Our Debbie has been making the most amazing book with the memory book dies, and we're going to head straight back over to her to get this finished off. So, Debbie, what's the next step?
Well, we're going to try, Debbie. Do you know, you think like half an hour, Debbie, what have you
You're
been
doing
for
so
the last
well.
hour and a half? But it is. It's not something that you can rush together to put together. It's something about taking your time, deciding on your colour palette. But you'll see now we've got the book. We've got the book in, we've got the pages in. You've got all your decorative pages, those lovely elements of that side pieces as well. So this is what it'll start to look like now yours is all constructed. And it is now a case of adding the decoration, and we've got lots of lovely things in here to add decoration to. I will just tell you at this point, this is when you're going to bring photos. When I say I went a little bit mad, I think I might have gone a little OTT mad, because I've cut them in different shapes, different sizes, lots of different people, and I've still not stopped, Debbie, because look, I'm still at it.
I love the witches one.
Debbie, there's one of ours in here, Debs. Where's ours gone? See if you remember it. It's capturing those moments, isn't it?
Absolutely. I remember that one with me, you and Craig.
Yep, do you remember
that?
that
Was
one?
at the party. Yes, that's Harry Styles.
Absolutely, so many lovely memories. There's just, remember the party?
Yes, remember the party a couple of years ago, that was.
Yeah.
There'll be one coming up again this year, won't they,
remember
soon, I would have
gorgeous
thought.
Bernie? I thought I put a little lovely Bernie.
Yeah,
You might have seen it for
Bernie.
ages, so I've cut loads of those out. Lots of different. Oh, look how gorgeous George. He'll be
Ah.
somewhere up and down the country with Sooty and Sweep and everybody else. And Michelle, I did get one with Michelle. So yeah, I've cut them in different shapes and different sizes. You know, this is all about your memories, isn't it?
Yes,
So
of course.
literally, just get all your pictures to one side. But we want to create some little decorative edges for inside here. So with that said in mind, I'm going to use a couple of these dies. I've got this lovely tab that I'm going to pop on the front. There's lots of lovely elements from lovely gorgeous squares. I love these, I'm not going to lie. For the flip book, I absolutely love these because I was thinking about creating some little circular ones, so we could cut out a couple of little circular of the large ones, and then I can use some of the photos to cut out so that I can stick those into the centre as well. So this bit is all about that decorating part. It's I think it's going to be a personal choice to what you're decorating to, but I'm just going to do a couple just to show you what I mean. Get out of the way, ribbon. Let's pop that in there. Bring back in my plates. I'll hold that down with a little bit of low-tack tape again, and then run that through the die cutting machine. But yeah, it's been lovely to see some of the memories. I mean, we've tried to capture as much as we can. I know you took some pictures of me, you and Sarah, just before the show started.
Oh, yes. And in fact, Debbie, I'm going to send them to you now, otherwise I'll forget.
Fabulous, because I do love to print out my pictures. I'm a scrapbooker girl at heart. I love scrapbooking, and I genuinely do mean it when I love to incorporate. Do you know our jigsaw dies, Debs? I love to use our jigsaw dies for that. But I think I'm going to cut a couple. Let's have a little look. I think I'll cut out one of me and Sarah. So let's see if I can fit that on. Yep, can fit you on there. Let's cut that one out. A lot of these will go through your minis as well, so you'll be able to get things cut for your smaller machines. So these dies will fit onto there. So I'll use one of you and me with Sarah there. I think I'll have one. Oh, Debbie, this is an old one. Me and you at back on the Ochanda days, would you believe? That was an Ochanda one.
It was. So I think that was, we were up here. What was
it
we
up here?
doing? Did we have a Spectrum Noir course with Leanne?
Oh, we did. That was my birthday.
I think that was the first time we met Jenny, our new boss.
Was it?
It was your birthday.
It was your birthday. I wasn't happy about working my birthday.
No, you wasn't. No. No, you wasn't happy at all. I think that was then.
I've got to say, it's like, I'm trying to think back to when it was, but yeah, it could well be. Actually, I think I'm going to switch to my Mini, see if I can bring it, because I'll be able to speed this up rather than keep running it through the large one. So let's just bring these in. I will cut some more decorative pieces though as well, because I think what we'll have to do is finish with my finished piece that we've done already, but I'll just show a few little decorated ideas that you can do and some little extras, but they're perfect for this kind of thing. So with your printer and your papers, if you pop these in now, they just match really pretty. They're lovely for that, those little extra decoration pieces. So I'll just get those bits done, but I'm going to cut a few of these out as well. So on the front of my book, I'm going to have a little picture of myself on a tag. So I'm going to have a little tag, and then I'm going to use that inside edge. So where's my little picture of me? Let's have a little look. Oh, I tell you, Dad, I've cut that many, I can't even find it now. Oh dear Lord, how many have you done, Debbie? Let's just have a peek. It'll clip me in a minute. Well, there it is. Me with me cuppa.
It's there somewhere. That's a lovely picture.
You know, Grace.
You are very photogenic though, Debbie.
Are you sure?
No, but you sometimes say, oh, I don't like that picture, and I love that picture.
Oh.
Like, I think you're very photogenic.
I'm really like, it's one of those things I've never really liked, having pictures taken. Obviously in this job, we take a lot of pictures of each other and when we're out and about and what we're getting up to. But Gracie just takes a really good picture. I keep saying she needs to be my personal photographer. I've told her many times. I love her to bits, and she always makes me look amazing. God love her. Plus, I do think it's a good camera angle. Sarah, look how Sarah did it today earlier, Debs.
Oh, I know, hers were much better than what mine were.
She's the queen of that selfie picture. Craig does a lovely picture as well. Craig's always, he takes some amazing pictures. But yeah, give me grandkids, Debs, and I'll take 1,000 pictures at grandkids, because I never can stop. When I've got those grandkids, I just want to take loads and loads of pictures. In fact, they've filled up my entirety of my photo roll over the last few years.
I should, in fact, can I show you? I'm going to have to show you a picture of my granddaughter. She came over the other day and she found a wig in our dressing up box.
She found a wig?
A wig, yeah. I've got to show you the picture because she's very, very funny.
God love her.
Here she is. I don't know if we can, where can we have it, Charlotte, where you can see it? On camera one. Shall I show it to camera? Oh, which is camera? Oh, camera one. Look, if I show it. Look.
Let's have a look. Oh my God.
How funny is she? My little Ava. And she had this big fuzzy wig on, and I was like, oh, Nanny's got to take a picture of that. How cute is she?
That is so cute. That is super, super cute. Bless her little
That's
heart.
definitely got to be one that's got to go in a memory book.
Oh, definitely, definitely. How old is she, Deb?
She's 4 now.
Good grief.
She keeps saying, because she goes to nursery still, and she goes 3 days a week to nursery, and every day, because Ruby, her big sister, is out of school now because they're finished, every day she goes to nursery, she comes out and says, is that it? Am I finished? Is it big girls' school now? Because she's going up to big girls' school in September, and every day she comes out thinking that's her last day at nursery.
Oh, little
So you've got a few more weeks yet.
Oh, bless her.
She is very funny. You know, when you just get a really funny child.
Oh my God,
She
yes.
just is hilarious. She makes me laugh all the time. And poor Ruby, because Ruby's the more serious one. She's the crafty one, funny enough. Ruby she's so good. She'll sit and craft with me for ages. We've got some new dies, Halloween dies coming up soon, and she's spotted them and just wants to make things with them. But yeah, and then she gets a little bit put out because her sister's funny, so she then tries to be funny, but she's not really funny. But you have to laugh because you've laughed at Ava.
And so they're sisters?
Sisters, yeah.
Oh, bless. Do you know, and that's so sweet.
Yeah, they are very sweet.
They are. Mind you, the orchids, they've all got just the most charming qualities, haven't they? And
absolutely.
Funny and exhausting and tiring, but just loads and loads and loads of fun, loads of laughter as well. And I don't know about you, Deb, but they fill my heart with absolute joy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I know our Trisha is probably thinking the same thing. She was saying she's got her granddaughter with her today.
Oh. Right, I'm just debating whether to let me see if I can grab in, because there's so much to decorate, and I'm looking at the time thinking, oh my God. So I'm just going to cut through loads of different elements that we're going to add to it. Use your, let's have a little peek. Let me just bring this up. I can't get this picked up now for love of the money. Think about your sizes of your pages, because don't forget this is obviously for your flip book. So if you're thinking about the sizes, perhaps stick to the smaller ones for fitting into the middles of your pages. I'm going to use a nice white one. I think I'll have a little extra tag as well. And I'll do a little bit of a flip book inside there as well that I'll show you can do, to add in some multiple ones. Because the lovely thing about these as well, Dad, is once you've even created these, there's nothing to stop you from adding little flips that come down. So we talked about that flip book, which is part of that. You can actually add one of those into one of these folders if you need be. It doesn't have to be a separate thing. You can add that into there. I'm just going to add a few little extras in myself, because I want a little page that folds down too. So I'm just going to cut a few little bits, Debs.
Nice.
I'm just going to bring my Gemini in.
Kat is saying the memory book is amazing, also showing all of the lovely photos, shows us how easy it is to crop them down and add your own pics. Thanks Debbie and Debbie for a great show. Samantha saying, so cute Debbie, which must be my Ava, and Shad is saying, yes, so cute. Michelin is saying, good morning from Florida, love this craft along. Can you tell me what size your pictures are that you're using, Debbie, in the little book?
So I've just, they've literally been printed onto like an A4 sheet, and just any kind of sizes, Debbie, anything that will fit. So if you think about a traditional photo, you've got like your 6x4s, 5x7s, but you can go to those booths where you can print out like a little mini pictures, little different sizes. If you've got a printer that can print yourself, you can resize things and resize pictures and stick them all onto one.
Absolutely,
So you can edit them and pop them on there as well, which is what I've done with this. This is actually not from a photo booth, it's from a photo printer.
Right.
So yeah, you can, I think it's a personal choice. All you need to remember is that you've got a 5x5 page, and as long as it fits into there, you can use whatever size.
Yeah.
But look around. I don't know in stateside if they've got the same kind of things that we have over here, where you can go to those and you can print out different sizes. We have like the Max Spielmans and the Boots and the Tesco's that have their little booths in there.
I do the same as you. I just go onto my Words document and just put photos into it and just size them down. Yeah.
Use a photo paper. Photo paper will give you a better quality, a better finish. It will be, I think, dependent on your printer.
And as you can see, what Debbie's doing here is die cutting them out of the dies that are in here. So what size are these? Are they like a 3x3?
So these
two and a
particular
half?
dies, so this is coming from the flip edge one. So that die in itself, let me just lift that off for a second. The outer die to that, that's 3x3, so that'll be down by 1/4 inch.
Right,
so,
yes.
And so that'll be about in fact, let me just measure. In fact, let me cut it through and then I'll measure it for you.
So that gives you a good idea then, Kat, about the sort of sizes then that Debbie's cutting her photos down to.
Yeah. Well, you said popping it into a Word document and printing them out. If you have lots of different ones, you can then play around with your dies.
You just take elements out of them, don't you?
And there's nothing to stop you. There's nothing, I mean, I'm just using these because I've got the kit, but if you want to keep them straight yourself, chop them down with your guillotine to whatever size you want and mat and layer them. So it doesn't necessarily have to be using these dies, but this is just giving you like an idea what you can do with them. I think that might need, let me just see if I can just, yes, that's okay, that's come through okay. There we go. So that actually, the inner one is 2.5 by 2.5, and that'll fit size just into there perfectly, so you can see. But again, it's like I said, it's, nearly. This is when you could use your photo glue, because you can always change them around, but I'm going to use just a bit of that onto there. And that's just to stick it down into place. Again, just start building your photos up and your extra pieces. Now, just going to have a couple of minutes if I can, just because I need to lubricate the old throat there, because I get a little bit dry. So I won't be a second, and I'll come back and I'll show you how to do a little flip down book.
Grace has come on. She's saying, Debbie Robinson, you are photogenic. Yes, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Just while we let Debbie have a little bit of a break there and lubricate her throat, I love this cardstock. So this is our black matte cardstock. It's amazing quality. It's got a black core all the way through. I don't think you can beat it, in all honesty. I mean, there's lots of black cardstocks out there on the market, but the matte black is one of our best sellers. It's our core product. It's one that we keep in stock all the way through the year, and for many, many years we've had this in. Now, you don't just get one pack, no. You get 40 sheets in this one, you get a second pack with another 40 sheets, making that 80 sheets for platinum price of £12 or $16.80. Absolute bargain, that one. So make sure you stock up on that, especially when you see what some of our Halloween bits and bobs that are coming, because you're going to need this black cardstock, which is going to be an absolute lifesaver when you're cutting out all the different things that we've got coming. Now, the other thing I do want to show you as well is our glossy highlights. I love these. We make no bones about it. Us and the team all use these. They are amazing. I watched Sarah do a reel yesterday on Instagram where she actually just created a shiny topper with a piece from the paper pad, and it looked amazing. It actually looked like a cameo badge because she'd sort of cut it down, layered it onto one of the nesting dies, and put the glossy highlights on top. It looks incredible. You're getting 2 packs for £7.18 platinum or $8.38. That's amazing. Absolutely gorgeous. Make sure you stock up on those ones. And then the last ones I want to show you just before we head back to Debbie, and that is some ink pads that we've got. Now, these are our Harmony water reactive ink pads. Excuse me. We've got these in our Damson wine. We've got our baby blue, our pine fig. No, pine tree, pine fig. I don't know where I got that word from. We've also got our plum jam. We've also got our Noir Black in that one. Then we've got our Bordeaux. We've got our Parakeet. And we've got Sandstorm in that collection. You're getting all of those to do. That's 8 different ink pads in total. Platinum price £28.75 or $43.15. Right, Debbie, are you all good to go?
Yes. So I'm just going to talk you about one other little thing, because I think we're literally going to run out of time to be able to do the full decoration. But in my original one, we've already constructed the main item, but I talked about having like little extra pages that are in there. You can create these little features yourself. You don't need any dies, you don't need any templates, you can create these little things yourself. This is actually a piece of cardstock that measures 9 inches by 3, and I've scored it at 3 and 6 to create the little flip. So I'm going to show you very quickly how to do that one. Let me do it. I'll do it with one of the red ones, but using guillotine, I'm just going to extend this a little bit, and I'm going to cut this down to 3 inches. And then take it up to the 9-inch mark. You could add a few of these in as well. It doesn't necessarily, and again, it doesn't necessarily have to be the textured cardstock with this one. I'm just showing you how easy it is to achieve these kind of things.
Yeah.
Just by adding them into your book. So if I come in now and put my score line in, if I can find my scoring tool, there it is. I'm going to score at 3 inches. Now, bearing in mind this is textured cardstock, so very gentle. Textured cardstock doesn't have the same weight as our multi-purpose cardstock. And then you fold it in and fold it over. And that is how you would create that little page that you can sit into. So if I pop it on, I'll pop it onto there so you can see it just sits into there, and then you can address the, sorry, let me just pop that in so I show you what I mean. Let's pop
And obviously not taking anything away from your skills, Debbie, but that's super easy.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Super, anybody can do that little bit. We don't need a template or a die for that one, Debs. Just a little bit of cardstock with a little bit of scoring.
Yeah, it's
and then
a great
you've got
idea.
your area to put your photos. You either want to pop it on the top, underneath, on there. That one that I've done, I've literally, let me just show you what I've done with that one, is I have popped some panels just on the inside, a bit of matting and layering, and put the photos on the inside. You could use things like your magnets or your Velcro dots. I say Velcro dots, the hook and loop dots, and you could stick that down. That could be stuck down so that your recipient opens it up and sees that your picture's inside. Again, just cut them down. If that's 3 by 3, cut this down to 2.5 and put your photos in. And you could have photos on that side, on that side. I've just used, again, elements of decoration on there as well. So if, again, talking about me finished one, all I've done in this, I'll bring the dies in so you can see, is just using some decorative elements. So you've got this lovely element that I've popped twice, one in the corner, one in the bottom corner. Use that tag that we did earlier, so I'll pop my tag on. And then just add it on. These that I've popped, and I've popped underneath, you don't have to put them underneath, but you could just keep it, it's just this one here, and just added a little bit of ribbon through. You can actually tie those two together, so I've done one on the back as well, Debbie, so that can actually be tied together.
Oh,
so
that's
you
a
could
good
put
idea.
one bit of ribbon through there. I've just kept it open, but you could absolutely, and that's how you could tie that piece.
Oh, that's a
and
really
then
good
just
idea.
little details of popping little thin ribbon through the top of them as well. And then it's all about that decoration. These are just the dies that I've got in here, and again, just adding those little elements.
And I love that, Debbie, because you've left a little space so you can write a message in there, couldn't you? Yeah, or a date.
Yeah, exactly. And again, just those little finishing details. I pop little bits of ribbon, just threaded them through. And then your next page, again, you can lift. So I've lifted this one off. I put a little foam pad underneath. Just a couple, again, I could write a date on there. Again, just, you see, I've just used the decoration pieces. Photos, again, the date that we'd had this photo taken. They're just little ideas. I wouldn't be using them for other things. I would definitely be using those to personalise with things with.
Yeah.
You could put little dates of things. And like I said, that's that little piece that I've just shown you how easy that was to put in. You could do that multiple times in there. Using those dies again from that flip book chart. So that's the flip book charts. That is just using those to create the outside and then the inner part as well. And again, just little decorative pieces. Same with these and these. Again, just think about, I actually use corner punches just to corner around the edge there and sort of soften that little edge, Debs, because I love mine. This one, exactly the same. Just think about your cardstock. I just put a score line. So I think, if I remember rightly, that was 3 by 2. I put a score line at the top and then added the picture underneath.
I love that.
And I love that because
so
it's
nice.
just... it's the memories that you have.
That's like a Morecambe and Wise scene.
Yeah. So it's like all those little extras. That's all you need to think about in doing in terms of your adding together. I'm sorry I didn't get to fully create that, but I think showing you how to put it together. Let's just get this back up. You know how to get that spine together. We've talked about how you can extend your spine, and then you just need to add the extra. You probably get another 3 in there in terms of your pages. So think how many more pages you could add to. But showing you how to put that together, which I think was the most important part today, showing you, and again, just a little different way of being able to put those pages in there. But again, just a really nice little booklet, and that's what the finished result looks like when you've popped all your pictures in there.
That's amazing. Debbie, thank you so much. You are an absolute star getting through the day. I know how much your throat is hurting. We're going to have a very quick vote of the day because we've got the one from Wake Up Call, so Debbie's one from Wake Up Call, and the one from our show now. So Debbie, just put a number to those for me, please.
I will do indeed, because I think it is, it's a showdown between the two. So this was the first one we did this morning. Again, just using though the tabs. Do you remember the tab pages? And my memories again, you can tell tell there's a theme going off here when I was prepping these, don't you? With my paper pads. So that was the first one we did this morning. So that was number 1, but we tied it with ribbons and did the pages with the tabs. So that is number 1. Number 2 is the Craft Along project, and that's the finished one.
And what I love about those, although they're very similar, you've got 2 different ways to do your spine. That one where you put those holes in them, you've got the one where you've done your actual spine. So get your votes in, because we haven't got long on them, so 1 or 2. We're going to head over to our Trisha and see how she has gotten on the Craft Along. Trisha, did you enjoy that?
Oh yeah, that was so much fun. I appreciate how Debbie did it both ways. And that really helped me in doing these. So I have my pages in.
Amazing.
And, just need to decorate.
Oh,
just need to put your photos. That is incredible.
Trish, that is beautiful. I love the paper choice.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Oh my God, that is gorgeous.
And I did cover the front and the back cover.
Yes, Trish, that's exactly how I would do mine as well, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
that is so
Stunning.
beautiful. Oh, absolutely lovely. Trisha, thank you so much for crafting along with us. I'm sure your friend, I mean, that's a long friendship, over 50 years. My longest friendship with my girlfriends is 33 years. That's my longest. So I think 50 years, that's a really long friendship. What about you, Debbie? Have you got a friendship that's lasted a lot of years?
So I've got a friend, oh my God, I was at school, I'm sorry.
So a long time, 40 odd years.
So when I was 16 and I'm 54 now, so
30, 40?
40 years.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, a long time. You're almost like telling your age there, aren't you? But yeah, a long time. But it's been, Trish, it's been lovely having you on, because it's the first time we've actually seen you face to face. I've seen your comments all the time. You're a big supporter here at Crafters TV, which we're eternally grateful for. But it's lovely that you've come along and crafted with us today. So thank you very much for taking your afternoon and giving it to us as well. And a beautiful, beautiful project. I can't wait to see it finished. Will you promise you'll share it when you can and tag us in it so that we can see the finished one with all your things in?
Oh, absolutely. That would be amazing. Well, Trisha, I can't say no more than Debbie. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's always a pleasure to have a guest here. You've been very smiley and very happy, and it's been amazing to have you. So you have a good rest of the day, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you, Trisha. Goodbye. So I hope you've enjoyed that. So if you've got if you've been doing a craft along, make sure you post it later and tag Debbie in it and show what you've been making, or just tag some of your boxes that you've already done with them. I do believe we have a winner. We do. The winner is number 2.
Number 2.
The craft along. Yes, absolutely. I mean, both were beautiful, but I think that one just done it for me as well. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I do love the choice of colours. So even though it was the same paper pad, just shows you the differences that you can get out of there. Now, just a quick recap on if you did want to do what Debbie has been doing today and you haven't got these, we've got an amazing offer on today. Platinum price £50.50 or $61.18. This is the spine that you need. This is also the actual binding holes that you get with that die, which is incredible. We've also got the decorative accessory kit in there that Debbie was decorating everything with afterwards. The page edges are always a great one to have because they really do add some interest to the end of your pages, but also great to use in your card making. We've also got that index page, so if you want to have those index to flick through and get to your projects nice and easy, you can do that as well. We've got that flip book, which Debbie was using part of that to frame her photos, because what that die is really good for is having your mats and layers and a good set of nesting dies there. Then on top of that, you're getting your templates. So your template's going to be creating that spine cover. They're also going to be creating a pocket page if you want it to have a pocket page. We've also got your drawer templates. Now you've got your drawer templates for your drawer, and then you've got your drawer templates for that casing to make that actual drawer slide in and out of. So that could be used in on its own without anything else, just to create a drawer. If you want to be creating those boxes, what's the right way? You've got that box panel. You create 2 of these these big panels, put them side by side, have your lid on, you've created that box. And then to finally finish that one, you've got your accessories here with your box templates. These make the little boxes, the casing for the boxes that you actually put your extras into. And I keep forgetting about them, but you do get the little hardware here, which are the corners for your boxes or your books or anything you want to put them on, and they're like metal, so they're going to really be protective. You're getting the little brads to go in them as well, so that's a great one to have inside there as well. So you're getting all those pieces today for £63.13 or $78.48. Thank you for joining myself and Debbie for the last few hours, or last 4 hours on Crafters TV. We're finishing up now, but don't go too far away, because in 2 hours time, in an hour, wow. Oh, we're coming early, are we? Ah, I didn't realise that, they're coming early. Is it 3 hours then, I believe? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so 5 till 8 o'clock. So, well, what I would suggest, go and put your feet up, have a cup of tea and just rest. Because in an hour's time, you won't be resting. It's going to be mayhem, absolutely mayhem, and you're going to love it. So Sarah and Ben are coming up at 5 p.m, and they're going to be just having so many things. Debbie, I can't thank you enough for today.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're a real trooper coming in with your poor sore throat. But
I didn't want to miss it though. I wanted to do this one. And do you know what? You're actually in for a treat, because you know what? Craig's doing a live tonight, 8:15 UK time.
Oh, amazing!
He's doing a live as well, so you're in for a treat. They've got the 3-hour cart load with Sarah and Ben.
So many of us today.
That's amazing. But thank you very much, and thank you for the lovely comments as well.
And I will see you very soon.
Yes, I've got a few days off. I'll see you on Thursday.
And enjoy Peter Kay.
Thank you very much.
You enjoy whatever you're up to in the next hour, but make sure you tune back here for Sarah and Ben for that amazing cart load. But we will see you soon. Bye.